Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to your very first IDS 105 Learning Community webinar of the term. Can y'all hear me okay? I want to make sure my voice is coming through loud and clear. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight and spending a little bit of your Wednesday night with us. Also, if you got into the original room, there was a tech issue, and so we had to move into this room over here. So thank you for being flexible and moving into our new team space for the webinar tonight. So tonight's session is recorded. I have started the recording. Please know that when I am sharing my screen, I can't necessarily always see the chat. I do have my phone with me, so I try to spot check it just in case there's any major questions, but I will answer most of your questions as we go tonight that are common for students that are starting their first class here at the university. So are y'all ready to get excited? Or I shouldn't say, are you ready to get started? And are you excited is what I should say. So first and foremost, your experience here at Southern New Hampshire University is important to us. It is our policy and practice to create an inclusive and accessible learning environment. If there are aspects of instruction or course design that present barriers to accessibility, please notify the Online Accessibility Center, the OAC, as soon as possible at 866-305-9430. You can also email the amazing OAC team at oac@snhu.edu or visit the Online Accessibility Center website. Y'all, this is a team here at SNHU that helps you get content in a way that works best for you. This could be content like this webinar content, content from your classroom or other university related things. They want to make sure that you're able to get what you need in a way that works best for you so that you have it accessible and easy. So if you have questions, please let the OAC team know, or you can always reach out to your advisor too, and they can connect you. A couple of just housekeeping items. You don't need a microphone or camera. They're not turned on, so don't stress about it. You just need to be able to hear me and see this screen. These webinars are offered in both this live version, which is always so fun. So make sure you're saying hello in the chat, your major, where you're from, share how you're feeling, because it's just really cool to know that you're not alone with some of the emotions you might have. But also it's just incredible to see all the different majors and people from all over the world, which I think is one of my favorite things as we come together in this e-space. So know that for these live sessions, they are always recorded. They are always held in teams. They're always recorded and posted within 24 hours to the IDS 105 learning community page. Okay. The other thing is every single week, you will also have these webinars, and some of them will be on demand, which means they're pre-recorded. So every Monday, so for example, classes start on Monday, next Monday, 10/23. You will have the week 1 webinar for IDS 105 loaded and ready to go. So you can hop in at your convenience and watch it when it works best for you on the IDS 105 YouTube channel. Okay, so just know that it's there. They're always recorded to view at your convenience. This is an academic space, so always be mindful of your conduct, and just know that these webinars or the focus videos that are shared for IDS 105, they are not mandatory. There's no grades associated with them. There's no extra credit points, but I'm telling you, they're helpful to help you understand the concepts, or even just where to find your assignments, how to click, what to do. Please know that they are there for your success, and you can always learn and you can have fun. Okay, so I want you to tell me really quick how you are feeling about starting your classes. Tell me in the chat. I love this part. All right, I'm seeing we're nervous, we're excited, we might be a little bit overwhelmed. We've been out of school for a long time. This is the first time in school. You maybe have been, maybe the first one in your family to go to school. Like, y'all, this is so cool to see all of these emotions. And what I want you to know is you're not alone with feeling those emotions, okay? So know that we are excited to have your review here at the university. And I'm going to take just a minute. I'm going to flip my camera on real quick. So give me just a sec. Hey, everybody, I'm Melanie. I wanted you to be able to put a face to the name and the voice that you're going to hear a lot this term here in the IDS 105 learning community. So I am a faculty member. I teach both IDS 105, and I also teach another class called SNHU 107. I'm an academic partner, which means I get to work with all of your amazing faculty, and I get to be your host here in the learning community. So the webinars, the videos, those all come from me, and I'm just really excited to work with you these next 8 weeks. This is my family. This is a little bit about me. I believe that I'm a part-time mermaid. I love the water. I live just outside of Pensacola, Florida. So if you're familiar with the Gulf Coast at all, we have the most amazing beaches. But I love all water. I love the beach, the pool, the river, the lake. It doesn't matter. I just love spending time near the water. I'm also an avid road bike cyclist. I also like indoor spin. I love to read. I read all across the genres. So if you have good books or recommendations, please send them my way. Fun facts, I have had some very well-known published authors in my classes before, and it's been so fun. So just know I love to read, so send me any good books your way or my way. I love coffee. Where's my coffee drinkers? I enjoy spending time with my loved ones. These are my two boys, Asher and Abbott. They're 12 and 9, so I'm busy. They're living their best lives right now, is what I say. I'm a taxi driver for them. Also, my husband. And then just know that I'm just a resource for you. Like if you take away anything today, besides me telling you that you got this, it is that the learning community is a resource for you and for your success. So I'm going to turn my camera off so I can watch all the controls, but I want to be able to say hello to you and let you see my face. So as we continue for our webinar tonight, a lot of students always want to know, like, so what is this IDS 105 learning community? So it's actually a place that's outside of your classroom environment, okay? So it's outside of Brightspace, which is where your classroom and everything is graded. So outside of this is called SNHU Connect. So has anybody been in SNHU Connect yet? SNHU Connect, again, is outside your class. Nothing's graded in there. It's where you can find the clubs, you can find the organizations, plus you can find the learning community for IDS 105. Do not stress if you are not able to get in there yet. It can take about 7 to 10 days for your login to be created, and there's nothing that you need to have access to right now that would impact anything in your classroom. Okay, just know that. But when you get a chance, explore the community. There's also the clubs and organizations that are in there. But know that this space is here so you can get to know other classmates that are taking IDS 105, but they might not be in your specific section. Plus, students that have taken IDS 105 before are active in that community. So they often pop in and share tips and tricks and answer questions that students might have as they're taking it. You'll see me post like some motivational stuff throughout the week, but also I always post the links to find any of the on-demand webinar recordings, any of the focus videos, or reminders about any of the live sessions. The focus videos are a shorter version of the webinars, basically. So webinars are usually about 30 minutes or less, depending on how many questions y'all have, as I do take my time with them. But the just-in-time resources, those focus videos, usually tend to be like 5 minutes or less, and they walk you through a specific concept that you're covering in your class for that week, or maybe how to find and fill out a certain assignment, okay? So all of these things together equal your success. And we just want you to know here at SNHU that we want you to be successful, so you have a whole lot of support and you're never in this alone, okay? So my partner could not be with me tonight, but I wanted to introduce y'all to Dr. James Winfield. Dr. J, as his students call him, is our Associate Dean of First Year Experience and Retention Strategy. So this is Dr. J. He leads an incredible team here at the university. And one of the amazing team members that he has is called the Peer Mentor Program. So I encourage you to check it out. It's kind of a one-on-one meetings where you actually work with a current student who has been in your shoes just like you on anything from time management to getting through your classes to just navigating the university in general. Some fun facts about him: he's a Marvel fan. Where are my Marvel fans at? He loves to cook. He's a family man, and he is a resource for you and his team. One of the things I love most about here at SNHU is just how accessible the deans and the instructors and faculty are. So know if you have questions, you want to know something, you're stuck on something, like, please make sure you reach out to them. So pop quiz, what is our university mascot? Anybody know the mascot for SNHU? Somebody tell me. Anybody know? I'm waiting. The Penman. Yes, Alexander. Ding, ding, ding. A+ right off of the bat. So our SNHU mascot is the Penman, and Dr. J always likes to give students, new students, this acronym pen off of our penman, which is to remind you and encourage you to persist, engage, and network. So persist through your classes. There are going to be some awesome days as you go from class to class and week to week and term to term. And there's probably going to be some not so awesome experiences in there too. But the biggest thing is to keep going, utilize your resources, engage with your faculty, engage with your classmates, and really network with the university, the departments, and the people that are here to support your success. So as you work through your courses, remember to pin, persist, engage, and network. I always love that when Dr. J talks about that because it is so important for you to realize that you're not alone on this journey. And if you remember anything tonight, I want you to remember you got this. So say it out loud wherever you are. Say, I got this. I got this. I can do this. I am worth this journey. I got this. As you navigate through your term, I want you to remember that on anything that you get, if you get overwhelmed, if you get sidetracked, if you just feel like, oh gosh, I didn't do so hot on that assignment. Like, can I really do this? I want you to take a minute, take a deep breath, look in the mirror. And I want you to say, I got this, because you do. And you have so much support here at the university. So what I'm going to do next is kind of just give you a quick overview of what your IDS 105 course looks like. I'm going to run through the top 10 tips from faculty and from students who have taken these classes. And then at the end, I'm going to just share my IDS 105 classroom and just show you a couple of places to click. I'm not going to go super deep into it. I'm not going to go through all the things because you have an entire week 1 webinar that's going to be live for you on Monday on start day that'll walk you through everything for your very first week, okay? So just a quick overview, your course for IDS 105 is worth 1,000 points. You have 6 discussions, 2 journals, a warm-up, project drafts, and then you have a project, okay? Your discussion assignments. With the discussion assignments, I want you to think in your head and put in your schedule Thursdays and Sundays, because your discussion assignments are going to be a series of questions when they're assigned that module that you are going to be answering. You'll be able to answer these questions from reading your required resources, which are any of the chapters in your book that you need to have for IDS 105, but also in the required resources section. If you've kind of clicked through your module in your classroom yet, you'll notice there's often some links to different blogs or journal articles or even maybe some videos, right? So with all of those at your fingertips, plus any personal and professional or academic experience you might have, you'll be able to answer these discussion questions. All right. So you got a lot of things you can draw upon. You'll answer those questions in your initial post, which is always due on Thursdays. Got it? Thursdays. Always by 11:59 p.m. on Thursdays, but the very first week, that is East Coast time. So know your time zones. All right. And then, along with your discussions, you have that initial post due by Thursdays. You have to respond to at least 2 of your classmates, which is called peer responses, by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. First week, East Coast time zone. After that, it goes to your time zone. Okay. Can you respond to more than 2 students? Yes, you can, but make it meaningful. A couple of sentences when you respond to your classmates is not going to cut it, and you're going to lose points. All right. So really think about what you're saying. If you get stuck or have questions about how to do it, reach out to your instructor. The other thing with your discussion assignments too is just remember, be yourself. If you're nervous about writing academically for the first time in a while, use the academic support team written feedback services. You can write up in Microsoft Word your discussion, what you're going to type, and you can submit it to them for feedback. All right, so those are the discussion assignments. Again, you have 6 of them. Initial post due Thursday, peer responses due on Sunday. You can respond to more than 2 of your classmates. And if you want to do them earlier in the week, like you want to be the first one to post in the discussion on Monday, heck yeah, do it. You can always do it when it works and is convenient for you. Okay, everybody good with the discussions? Journal assignments. You have 2 journal assignments. This is where you will share your thoughts on a series of questions, written more kind of like a mini paper. They're usually about a page long. It goes over all the descriptions and the information in the actual assignment when you get to it. You'll have 1 warm-up. Warm-ups are basically like a little quiz, but they're open book. You can take them as many times as you need to. So just make sure that you review your course reading and any required resources and then take that quiz. Oh, Jessica, awesome. I love that you have that shout out for academic support. They are amazing, and it's an incredible resource. It's free for you to utilize. They have tutoring, they have the written feedback services, and they have so much more. They do workshops. They just have a lot of stuff that's really awesome for you. Oh, good. And Kim said that she loves it too, which is perfect. And then you have 4 project drafts. So what I want to point out for you is you guys notice that you have a project here in IDS 105, right? That's worth 250 points, significant chunk of your grade. You are basically working on that project all term long. So these project drafts that you are going to be turning in certain weeks of your course, You are going to first do your first one in week 2. You're going to open up a template. There's a template for this assignment, which means that you can open it up. There's a series of questions and you can type right in it. Okay, so again, you have templates for all the project drafts. You are going to be picking a scenario. All right, when you get to week 2, you're going to see these scenarios and you're going to see these scenario profiles. In week 2, you're only picking a scenario that you are going to stick with for all of your whole term. And you're going to answer questions for each project draft based off of that scenario. Okay, you'll notice these scenarios have a scenario and then there's some conflicts. You are only doing this scenario for your first 3 drafts. It's the very last one in Module 5 that you'll bring in pick a conflict from your scenario. Okay, I know students have those questions. They like to know it. So just know you're working on this project all term long. You're going to be choosing a scenario in week 2, sticking with it all term long, and then you'll add in a conflict component from your chosen scenario in week 5. All right, so you're going to be working on it all term long. So when it comes to your project, basically you're taking the document you've worked on all term and you're cleaning it up from feedback from your faculty, making sure you've answered everything appropriately, that you have the right amount of detail, and you're going to be submitting that. Sound good? Any questions on any of these assignments at all? Again, can you work ahead? Yes, you can. Please do not start your coursework until Monday when classes start. You're not going to have to redo anything, but your instructors just won't be looking at it until classes start. Okay? So we feel comfortable. Did it help to kind of go through this overview and see what you have due and kind of how it all works together? I always find that helpful. So tip number 1 is to prioritize your time. Who has taken us some time and really thought about when you're going to do your SNHU work and when you're going to study, when you're going to work on your homework, your assignments? This is important. Even though you're taking classes online, you kind of want to make some time like you had to physically be somewhere. If you can, work ahead earlier in the week. As you heard me say, like the discussions are due initial post Thursday, peer responses by Sunday. Warm-ups, project drafts, journals, those are always going to be on Sundays, the week that they're assigned. But if you can work ahead in the week, it gives you some flexibility in case your week kind of comes apart. So please map out your SNHU time. It makes a big difference for you and your success. And students always tell me later in the term when they didn't map out their time, they wish they would have done it earlier. Tip number 2 is to make connections, just like you're doing here in the webinar tonight. Get to know people in the webinars, get to know your classmates in the courses. IDS 105 has some really wonderful, engaging topics that you're going to be working through in the discussions from week to week. You're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to learn a lot about other students. Some of it might be outside your comfort zone. Just remember to be open-minded and like learn some new perspectives. So get to know your classmates, get to know your faculty, get to know the university departments. A lot of students are nervous to reach out to their faculty, ask them questions. Please ask us. Like, we want you to pass our class. We want you to be successful. So don't be nervous. A lot of faculty, you can always email us. You can always also post a message in the general discussions board if it's anything that's just like a general question, nothing like too personal. So we can make sure we can respond to you just because the whole class will see it. So don't post questions about like your grade or things like that. But also a lot of faculty, they text message, they might do FaceTime or Google Hangout appointments or Teams or Zoom meetings. So just know that we're here to support you and help you, okay? Tip number 3 is to get your ebook purchased and get it connected to VitalSource. Just know you should have gotten an email to your university email account. Did anybody get that? That kind of reminds you about like how to order your books and the way to go through it. But you can also go into learning modules in your class and click on start here. And it gives you these very same instructions, and it gives you a reminder of your book and getting it connected to that VitalSource app, which is nice so you can take it with you on the go. Tip number 4 is to have a backup plan. Y'all, life is going to happen. It might not happen this term, but it might happen in a future term. So things like, so basically it's just a reminder, make sure you have a solid backup plan in place. Internet goes out. You could get sick. People you take care of could get sick. We could have a death in the family. We could have baby come early, baby come late. We have to travel for work schedule changes. We have natural disasters like hurricanes, tornadoes, snowstorms, electricity goes out. I was just telling the class earlier tonight, I had 2 brand new laptops break in the same term. Best Buy and I were not friends for a little while. But things happen, okay? So the biggest thing is to have a backup plan. Like, think about if you're doing your coursework from your computer or your phone and that breaks, do you have like a friend or family member that has a laptop or a computer that you can utilize to get your assignments in? Or what about the local library, hidden gym, because they have study rooms, quiet spaces, they have free Wi-Fi, plus they have computer access. So just know, Alexander, it's not a cowboy star, it's just a 5-point star. But just know that the library is a great option. Plus, there's always free Wi-Fi at like coffee shops, restaurants. Most people have it, but have those backup plans. Write down your advisor's email address, your instructor's email addresses, and phone numbers, just so you can get a hold of them in case something happens, okay? Just remember to have that backup plan. Tip number 5 kind of goes with like mapping out your SNHU time. And like time blocking is really just kind of thinking about in your week or in your day where you could schedule time to study your classes. You know, think about what works best for you. If you're somebody that likes to get up early before everybody else and kind of study, or maybe you like to do it over lunch breaks or breaks you have throughout the day, or maybe like after everybody goes to bed, like what works for you and when can you study and do your SNHU work. Also, most of you have competing priorities, if not all of you. You know, you might be taking care of other people in your household. You might, work outside the home, work inside the home, hobbies, just, our social lives in general. So create a to-do list. Know what is you are responsible for both inside and outside the classroom, and do it in a way that works best for you, okay? Tip number 6 is just a reminder that communication is key. You have so many ways to get a hold of the university. We all have email addresses. You have an email address. Your faculty have email addresses. The different departments here and resources have email addresses, plus the good old-fashioned phone. There's a phone number associated with everybody. Plus there's other technology too, like Google Hangout, FaceTime, Teams, Zoom, that your faculty member may employ also just to have those extra support systems. But the biggest thing is if you are struggling, you have questions, you're not sure on something, or life has happened, let your faculty and advising team know. Okay, don't wait, because when we know, we can make a plan for you and your success. Okay, so just remember that. Watch the webinars. That's success tip number 7. Like I mentioned, this is a live session. We won't be live again until week 6, and the amazing academic support team joins me. Those live sessions are always held via Microsoft Teams, but the on-demand pre-recorded webinars will be posted for every other week, and they always are there bright and early Monday morning, the week your module starts. So when you kick off classes on Monday, your webinar is going to be there and ready to go. So you just have to go to this IDS 105 webinar page. It takes you to a first year experience YouTube page. You just look for the week you want to watch and you click it and you watch it. Okay. Plus you'll have the focus videos that are there too from week to week. Make sense? Sound good? Tip number 8 is to know your success team. So take a minute and tell me, who is somebody that has like supported you already on this journey of going back to school? Tell me in the chat. Think about maybe who might review some of your writing assignments, or maybe who has helped picking up some of the slack at home so that you can do this degree, right? Like it takes a village almost, which I love seeing who you guys put in the chat. Make sure you tell them thank you. It's just really important to know your success team. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who will push you, who will motivate you, but also the ones who are going to call you out and give you those hard truths like, hey, you have homework to do. Should you really be watching this on Netflix right now, right? Like we all have that downtime we love, but let's get our homework done first, okay? And for some of you, it might just be you. You're the one that's in the driver's seat and you're pushing for your success. Just remember, here at the university, you have people to lean on in case you get stuck and have questions too. Utilize the resources that are here at your fingertips. Tip number 9 is to use your feedback. So every week, your faculty will be grading your assignment. So for example, classes start on Monday. Your initial discussion assignment post is due on Thursday, and your peer responses are due by Sunday of that week, right? And then any other assignments for that week are due on Sunday. So your faculty have from the Sunday of week 1 to the Sunday of week 2, so a whole 7 days to grade assignments. Some faculty grade as things come in. Some grade throughout the week. Some you're not going to see any grades or any feedback or comments until Sunday night. Okay, everybody's a little different, but just know the feedback is coming. Don't think that they forgot about you or they didn't see something. If you're missing something, they're going to tell you that you need to get something turned in. However, pay attention, because when your items, your assignments are graded, you want to make sure that you go in and look at what your faculty had to say. What did you do well? What are the things that maybe you could improve? Is there any resources that they might have recommended for you to research or to connect with for your success? Okay, so just know that the feedback is there. Use it, especially for IDS 105, because when you have those project drafts assigned and you turn them in from week to week, remember, that's like working on your project the entire term. So if your faculty member is like, hey, this project draft needs some major edits or some work, or need to add this, you want to make sure that you have that ready to go for your week 7 final project, right? So make sure you're paying attention to that graded feedback for every assignment. Tip number 10 is to use your resources. You've heard me mention it a bunch already that we have so many people in departments here at the university that are pulling for you and your success. This is just kind of a reminder. You have your instructors. Don't be afraid to reach out to us. You have your advisors, the career team, academic support, the writing team, the peer tutors, the learning communities. As a reminder, the learning community for IDS 105 is in SNHU Connect. It takes about 7 to 10 days for your SNHU Connect login to be ready. So don't stress. It'll be coming. There's nothing in there that's graded. There's no assignments that you need access to that community for, but it's also a place where you can find the learning communities, but also you can find the clubs and organizations here at the university. We have an incredible help desk if there's tech issues or things like that that you might have. And also we have such an incredible library. And then outside the classroom, like don't forget about the people and organizations that support your success outside the classroom. This could be your significant others, parents, kids, friends, coworkers, extended families, pets included, and yourself. All right. The biggest takeaway is none of this matters if you're not going to reach out and utilize us for your success. Okay. So remember, use your resources. We're here for your success and we want you to do well. So I'm going to share my screen here just really quick because I wanted to make sure to show you guys just a couple of things in your actual IDS 105 classroom. So this is an example of a classroom. This is actually my classroom. I do teach a section of IDS 105, so I might be the instructor for some of you, but you can always see who your instructor is underneath that My Instructor announcement. It'll list a little bit about them, their phone number, email address, like how to get a hold of them. Did everybody find their instructor when they logged into their classes? I encourage you to click around, look at things, prepare for things that remember don't start until Monday. Okay. So a few things I wanted to point out is up here at the top, you have this course menu, which was kind of your quick links to get to any course announcements. Please remember to check your course announcements throughout the week multiple times. Also be checking your SNHU email. It'll just save you a lot of trouble. A lot of tips and tricks and reminders get sent to your announcements and your email, so make sure that you're checking them. This will give you a quick link to the learning modules, quick link to discussions, assignments, and then a quick link to be able to view your grades as grades are posted, okay? You'll notice at the top you have access to the Shapiro library. If you click the little down arrow, if you're concerned at all with citing sources or how to do that, there is some quick link guides here at your fingertips. You can just click for your success. Please remember, if you are utilizing anything that is not your own thoughts or your own words, you must cite your sources properly. You also have a quick link to the academic support team. When you click on academic support, I'm going to see if it'll pull up for me just real quick here. It'll give you their whole menu. So you'll notice there's 24/7 drop-in tutoring, there's pre-scheduled support, which is peer tutoring or academic coaching. The written feedback, that is where you can actually upload the drafts of your writing assignments, like discussions, journals, projects, project drafts, and they can give you that feedback and then get it back to you within 24 hours, usually like 12 hours. There's a ton of workshops that the academic support team has. Plus, there's just a general FAQ section too. So I wanted to show you guys that it's there. It's there for your help and support. Anybody think they'll use the academic support written feedback tool? I know that my students all the time tell me how much they love it. Oh, perfect, David. I'm so glad that you've been using it. Perfect. They're wonderful to work with. This help button right here, if you click the arrow, it's a quick link to get to the IT desk. There's some really cool student tutorial videos, especially if you've been out of school for a while or never worked in an electronic format like this, an e-space. There's some great tutorial videos to help you feel a bit more comfortable. But I want you to pay attention to this online student services. When you click on online student services, it will pull up all the different departments and resources here at the university. So they're all here. It's like the bookstore, so you can purchase your book, put in your course code, add it to cart, say that you're taking classes online, add it to cart, checkout, right? Like just like you were on Amazon. You can get direct links to advising, academic support is here too. As you scroll down, I wanted to point out 2 things. One, over here is Office 365 and other software. You get Office 365, which is like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel for free, okay? You just have to click the blue to see where you want to go, follow the download instructions. You will want Microsoft Word or something compatible for your IDS 105 course because that is the templates. The template you'll be using for your project drafts is a Microsoft Word document. And then as you submit your journal assignments, you're going to want to use a Microsoft Word or something compatible document too. Okay. There's a ton of other software on there also. The other thing is here is a quick link to get to SNHU Connect. Again, remember it takes about 7 to 10 days for your login to be created. But you can check out the IDS 105 Learning Community. Just search IDS 105 Learning Community when you get in there. And also you can search different clubs or organizations within the SNHU Connect space. Okay, so I wanted to show you that, just kind of a quick overview of all of the resources. And I know it can be a little overwhelming because there's so much. So just start small and think about what you might need is going to support you and help you achieve your goals that you have here at SNHU. Okay. Other thing I wanted to show you is underneath course menu, when you click on discussions, this will just take you to a very quick overview of all the discussions from week to week. So the general questions area, that is literally a public space where if you have just a general question about the class or like if something's not working right in the module, don't put anything that's personal or like about grades because the whole class sees it. If you have questions like that, always just email your instructor, okay? You'll notice underneath here, you have the different discussion assignments. Like for example, for next week, you're introducing yourself, and then you're gonna have a series of questions that you need to answer. Make sure you check out the week 1 webinar because I go over that more in detail. But I like to show students, click the blue, gets you to where you want to go, okay? So you'll notice that this title for the discussion is in what color? Blue. So if you click on it, it'll again open up the discussion, tell you what you're supposed to do. Here's the questions you're going to answer. Here's some things you want to think about when you're responding to your classmates. And then you'll notice you can click on Start a New Thread. You can type in the subject line and you can type right in here. Top tip, I do have a lot of students that like to type up their discussion assignments in Microsoft Word, spell check it, and save it. And then they just copy and paste it into the text box here. Just in case there's a technology snafu, they have a backup and don't have to start over. Okay, so I wanted to show you that, and you just will click post. When somebody has already posted a discussion in your classroom, it'll look like this. You'll see it'll be highlighted in blue, the topic, you can click on it, you can read what they had to say. This is my classroom, this is my welcome post for my students to start classes on Monday. Okay, so your instructor is going to be active in there too, so just know that. I just wanted to show you just real quick, sometimes students are like, how do I get to the discussion and where do I click and what do I do? That's how you get there. But if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, take a big old deep breath because you can go back and watch this webinar as many times as you need to. Plus there is videos for next week too that'll literally walk you through the discussion board, okay? The other thing I wanted to point out is underneath course menu, if you click on learning modules, it will give you that start here area, which if you review that, you're going to see your IDS 105 syllabus, which goes over policies of the classroom, right? And as you scroll down, there's some different videos that kind of introduce you to the curriculum here at the university. Also, it talks about Vital Source, which is your electronic bookshelf. But you'll notice you have module 1, module 2, all the way through module 8. Remember, module 1 is week 1. Module 2 is week 2, okay? So as you go from week to week, just make sure you're paying attention to which module you are on. And you have so much support here. It's a lot in the beginning because A, I talk really quickly, and B, I'm going pretty fast because we only have a little bit of time. But just know you have a lot of support. Reach out, ask questions, take it day by day, take a deep breath, and just know that you are going to be absolutely amazing, okay? Any other questions that I might have missed or anything that you wanted to see really quick before we end our session tonight? Just remember, take the weekend, give yourself some opportunity to kind of map out when you might study or look at your course assignments next week. Pencil in those due dates, okay? Yes, you can work ahead. What I want to caution you on is don't work so far ahead because if you're working a couple weeks ahead, your instructors might be posting in the announcements helpful tips and tricks for your success or a certain way they want you to do an assignment. And if you're too far ahead, you might miss some of that and have to redo something. So I always tell students that if they have to work ahead, like a couple weeks ahead, work with your instructor very closely so they know what to expect, okay? But yes, you can turn things in early. Like for example, next week, your initial discussion post is due on Thursday, right? If you want to hop in there right away on Monday and do it, awesome. If you have classmates that are posting earlier in the week and you want to do your peer responses before Sunday, yes, you can totally do that, okay? What else? Any other questions? You will notice that modules will open up. Discussions might wait a little bit, but you can kind of get a look ahead and see what you have going on. Know that if you, again, get stuck or have questions, to reach out to your advisor and your instructor. We're here for your success and want you to do amazing. So we've gone over the top 10 tips for your success. We've gone over kind of an overview of the class. And we've gone over just really quick, kind of like where to click and where to find things, right? So I'm going to flip on my camera just really fast. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here quick. Make sure I got all the questions in the chat. All right, y'all, that's it. That's it for tonight. So how do we feel? Are we feeling good? Are we excited? Did this help like go through what to expect and make you feel like, okay, I can do this. I got this. Remember, every single week you have webinars. They're going to walk you through the content, walk you through where to find assignments, okay? Pay attention to those, watch those. Also, check your course announcements. Your instructors will do sometimes their own videos or own helpful tips. They'll email them to university email sometimes. So just make sure that you're checking those different pieces and just get excited because we are so excited to have you here at the university. Thank you for spending your a little bit of your Wednesday evening with me. I hope this was beneficial to you. We are so excited to have you start classes with us on Monday. And just remember, you got this. I will be working on getting the recording downloaded and then upload to that First Year Experience YouTube page so you can go back and watch it as many times as you want. Just look for the week you want to watch. If you can't find it, don't hesitate to let me know, okay? Good night, everybody.